What is truth? Said Justin Pilit. I do not stay for an answer. Certainly, there be that delight in giddiness and count it a bondage to fix a belief, affecting free will in thinking as well as in acting. And though the sect of philosophers of that kind to be gone, yet there remains certain discoursing wits which are of the same vein, though there be not so much blood in them as was in those of the ancients. But it is not only the difficulty that labor which men take in finding out truth, nor again that when it is found, I imposeth upon men's thoughts, that doth bring lies in favour, but a natural though corrupt love of the lie itself. One of the later school of the Grecian examineth the matter, and is at a stand to think what should be in it. Then man should love lies, where neither they make for pleasure, as with poets, nor for advantage, as with the merchant, but for the lie's sake. But I cannot tell, this same truth is a naked and open daylight, that both not shew the mask and mummeries and triumphs of the world, half so stately and daintily as candlelights. The truth may perhaps come to the peace of a pearl that sheweth best by day, but it will not rise to the price of a diamond or carbuncle that sheweth best in varied lights. A mixture of lie doth ever add pleasure. Doth any man doubt that if there were taken out of men's minds vain opinions, flattering hopes, false valuations, imaginations as one would, and the like, but it would leave the minds of number of men poor shrunken things, full of melancholy and disposition, and unpleasing to themselves. One of the fathers is great severity called poesy venom Dionum, the wine of devils, because it filleth the imagination, and yet it is but with shadow of a lie. But it is not the lie that passeth through the mind, but the lie that sinketh in and settleth in it, that doth the hurt, such as we spake of before. But howsoever these things are thus in men's depraved judgments and affections, yet truth, which only doth judge itself, teacheth that the inquiry of truth, which is the love making of wooing of it, the knowledge of truth, which is the presence of it, and belief of truth, which is enjoying of it, is the sovereign good of human nature. The first creature of God in the works of the days was the light of the sense, the last was the light of reason, and his Sabbath work ever since is the illumination of the Spirit. First, he breathed light upon the face of the matter or chaos. Then he breathed light into the face of a man, and still he breathed and inspired light into the face of his chosen. The poet that beautified the sect that was otherwise inferior to the rest saith it excellently well. It is a pleasure to stand upon the shore, to see ships toss upon the seas, a pleasure to stand in the window of a castle and to see a battle and the adventures therefore below, but no pleasure incomparable to standing upon the vantage ground of truth, a hill not to be commended, and where the air is always pure and serene, and to see the errors and wanderings and mists and tempests in the valley below, so always that this prospect be with pity and not with swelling or pride. Certainly it is heaven upon the earth to have a man's mind move in charity rest in providence and truth upon the poles of truth. The pass from theological and philosophical truth to the truth of civil business, it will be acknowledged even by those that practice is not that clear and round dealing is the honor of men's nature. And that mixture of falsehood is like alloy in coins of gold and silver, which may make the metal work the better, but embasseth it. For these winding and crooked courses are the goings of the serpent, which goeth basely upon the belly, and not upon the feet. There is no vice that doth so cover a man in same it with shame as to be food false and perfidious. And therefore Montaigne saith prettieth, when he inquired the reason why the world of the lie should be such disgrace and such an odious charge, saith he, if it be well weighed to say that man lieth is as much as to say that he is brave towards God, a coward towards men. For a lie faces God and shrinks from man. Surely the wickedness of falsehood and breach of faith cannot possibly be so highly expressed as in that I shall be last peal to call the judgments of God upon the generations of men. It begin foretold that when Christ's moment cometh, he shall not find faith upon the earth.